Good afternoon, everyone. Ryan Hall, your athletic director here at Mayville State. And today we have with us Coach Larson for our third and final football coaches show. Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Coach, we're coming down the final stretch here. We're at Dickinson this Saturday. The first thing I want to ask is, what have been some of the big positives that you've taken out of say year one, but you came in pretty late, so your first go at it here.
Well, I think that one of the things that we get out of this is that getting kind of our groundwork done as far as how we expect meetings to run, how we expect practices to be, kind of how we expect our pregame stuff to be, how we expect our game day, and just a lot of the organization things. So moving forward, there is a background of that, and there is a basis, so it's not all new again, moving into the future.
Okay. And Coach, I know how competitive you are. I know you're not into moral victories, but you guys won 3 games so far with 1 left to go. First conference win in over 3 years. How has that helped do exactly what you just talked about? Kind of setting that foundation and the kids seeing, dare I say, some light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that things are headed in the right direction.
Well, I think that anytime you win, it's validation of what you're doing, and validation of there is something to the system. There is something behind it, and so I think that helps with some of the buy-in that you need moving forward, and really I think it also gives the guys that sits in the back of the mind when you go on to some of the other weeks and not being successful, is that you can compare and say, hey, this we weren't successful here, and it has a lot to do with we didn't follow through and do our jobs here, didn't follow through with the system, or try to play outside of the scheme of the system and everything like that, and this is what happened, as opposed to when we did have success. And you can kind of compare those two as you move forward.
Okay. Tough test to end the season. Headed to Dickinson. Game on Saturday. Ask you guys, if you can't get out to Dickinson, to tune in for the finale of the 2019 season for Coach Larson and the football team. But what are going to be some of the keys to keep that game competitive and have a shot at it as you get towards the end of the game?
Well, I think the biggest key, and it's almost every week, it doesn't really matter who you play, but as long as you play within what the system is asking you to do, and that's really where in my career and in coaching and stuff like that, where I've seen is the most success has come is when guys basically do their job. I mean, it sounds cliche and it sounds simple, but if you focus on doing what your responsibility is, you take care of your responsibility, things really fall into place. When guys start reaching, when they start stretching, when they start trying to play outside their means, they don't, defensively, they don't tackle with leverage. Offensively, they don't get a body where they need their body to be as far as the up front blocking and those kinds of things, and they make the system more complicated than it needs to be. Then you fall outside of it, and usually there's something that breaks in the chain, and then the chain's not successful. But again, so I think that if you're going to have success against a good Dickinson team, and there's no doubt that they're a good team, but if you're going to have any success at all and have a chance in the game, it's going to come down to the guys believing in what their job is within the system and doing their job and executing to the best of their abilities within the job.
Right. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck, obviously, this coming weekend. Outside of the actual whistles and end zones, we were able to get going the White Hat Club this year, which has it's been a huge blessing, and I know how much you appreciate it, to give money back into the program. And the guys looked really sharp on Farmers Bowl, obviously, and those white helmets right there. But what would you like to see from football alumni and the growth of the White Hat Club? We've done a good job of getting it off the ground, and you got some great pioneers leading the charge with Mike Holness, Jay DeCan, among others. But what do you want to see out of the White Hat Club, from a community standpoint and football supporting standpoint?
I think that's the biggest thing right there is just the support and the growth.
Yeah.
I think that, it's the groundwork is there. I think those guys have done a great job of getting something set up and getting in a situation where, we can grow this thing forward. And I really think that their plan is a good plan, and it's really a positive thing for the program. And really what I would like to see from it is just that growth and that support, because really that's what you need. I mean, within the parameters of what you're given within, the state university budget, that's only a small part of the pie.
Right.
Really it comes down to excelling above and beyond that, and then kind of one of those things that if you say that, hey, with the level you come in at, that you get given to you from the state or whatever it is kind of the median. That's the average point. That's the middle point.
Right.
And everything you can get above is going to be the bonus.
Right.
And that's really what's going to take you or take us to the levels of what we want, where we want this thing to go. And really, it requires a ton of support outside of just the norm.
And I'll tell you, I'm excited about it because I know we have it. I met with those guys when we got it going early on, and I know that they have huge plans, just not only for membership, but also then what those members can do outside of the membership that comes in with it. So, if you want to support the White Hat Club, which is alumni arm fundraising group for our football program, you can contact myself through email or phone, or I can put you in touch with some of those guys leading the charge as well. And I know Coach Larson and the guys and the staff obviously appreciate it. So those of you that have signed up for the White Hat Club, I want to thank you in advance and let you know that how much that means to Coach Larson and the guys on the field and the future for Comet Athletics. So that's exciting times. And Coach, this being our last show, with the game at Dickinson, and then obviously you guys wrap up the regular season. What's next as far as after that? What will you jump into from there? Do you give your guys a break, and what do you push forward towards the 2020 season?
Well, the immediate thing that we'll do is we'll finish with postseason evaluations. I mean, that's what we'll do right after that. And then we'll probably give our guys a little bit of break. Obviously, they've got the holidays coming up, but we'll get together as far as the guys on campus. We'll get together. We'll do some strength conditioning, kind of a precursor to what we'll actually get rolling on in the spring, which is a big part of the spring semester, is the strength conditioning piece of it. That'll be kind of the road for the guys as far as get that initially going, but give them a little bit of time to decompress and get away, heal up and everything like that. But then as far as coaching staff wise, that's when we really need to get the ground and do a true road work as far as recruiting goes. That's really what takes over next as far as in college coaching, you're always recruiting, making contacts. Obviously, in smaller college level, because of the staff size, you're stretching a bunch of different ways. So you're making contacts as you're game planning and doing all those other things. But really, the next phase is really getting completely immersed in the recruiting and putting together the group for the 2020 season. Awesome.
Well, Coach, it's been an awesome year. Kudos to you and your staff for doing such a good job, and definitely setting that foundation and stepping up a bit as well. Excited for the future. I know the community's excited for the future. So good luck this weekend at Dickinson, and we'll talk to you soon. I appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.